In this week's parasha, Moshe, who is about to leave the Jewish people, comes to them and tells them that I place before you today the Torah, this mitzvah. And you should know, he says, that this mitzvah is not far away. It's not concealed. It's not in the heavens that you have to go up to the heavens to get it. Below ma'aver liyam, it's not on the other side of the sea that you have to send somebody. No, the Torah is close to you, in your heart and in your mouth to do. And our sages have an interesting take on these two phrases. Lo b'shamayim, the Torah is not in heaven. Explains the Talmud, what this means is you do not find Torah by arrogant people whose heads are always in the heavens, as it were, above everybody else. That is why Moshe Rabbeinu, our teacher Moses, was the greatest Torah scholar, because he was also the most humble person. If you empty yourself out of your ego, then there's more information that can be poured in. But if you're completely arrogant, there's no space for anything else. And continues the Talmud, it's not on the other side of the sea, meaning that you will not find the Torah with those people who are constantly crossing the sea on sea voyages to do trade and to sell merchandise. You don't find the Torah by those who are constantly involved in business. Yes, they might learn a little bit here and there, but you'll never find a great Torah scholar who is at the same time a great merchant and businessman. And this brings us to a very interesting passage in a halachic work that was written in Lithuania more than 200 years ago. The book is called Chochmat Adam, and it's a book of Jewish law. It was written by Rabbi Avram Danzig. Rabbi Danzig is somewhat of a legendary figure in the Lithuanian world because he was a great scholar, but he was also a businessman. And he was in fact related by marriage to the great Vilna Gaon, who gave an approbation to his book, one of the only times he ever did such a thing. And then the introduction to this book, Rabbi Danziger says to the reader, he says, perhaps you'll ask me, how is it possible that you learnt all of this Torah? Where did you get it from? You were so busy going here and there to these different trade fairs in Western Europe and Eastern Europe. Where did you have the time? Doesn't it say in the Talmud, V'lo ma'aver liyam hi? It's not on the opposite side of the sea. You don't find the Torah by merchants. And says Rabbi Danzig, that's true. It's 100% true. But when it came to me, there was something different. He said, even when I was involved in business, afilu b'shat masau matan, even when I was trading, da'ati aleha, I was thinking about the Torah. That was what was in my mind. Afilu b'shivati b'chanut, even when I was sitting in the shop and customers were coming in and out, da'ati aleha, I was thinking about the Torah. You see, there's a difference between those people who always think about business, and that's all they think about, and those who are in business, but their main goal in life is Judaism and his study of Torah. And that's what he was saying. That yes, you can be a businessman. You can be a person who's involved in this world. But what is your main love? And he said, my main love was the Torah. I absolutely love the Torah. And I've heard many stories. In fact, from my roommate in yeshiva, he told me about his grandfather who had a little concession store outside of Springs. And he said that his grandfather would sit there, and when the customers would come in, he would serve them. But in between, he had under the desk a copy of the Talmud. And he would take it out, and he would learn it. And everybody knew that that man, his name was Mr. Reuben, would sit and learn in between the customers coming. So yes, it's true. We have to engage in this world. We have to make a living. But what is our main focus? What are we thinking about? Let's remember what Rabbi Danzig said, Da'ati aleha, my mind is always on you. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.